Hey guys, what is up? Carter here. As you can see, we have three CQC-7s before you, and that is the topic of this video, Close Quarter Combat Model 7 by Emerson Knives. First off, let's take a look at what I have here. Here is a very recent addition to my collection. It is a waveless CQC-7B, chisel ground from Emerson's own shop. Beautiful stone washing, by the way. Really like that. Chisel ground, not B ground, or zero ground, I'm sorry. Or V ground, actually, for that matter. Here we have, well, let's go to this one. Here we have a CQC-7V. So it is a V ground blade, as you can see, with a chisel ground edge, tan scales, and then I've polished up some of the hardware on that. Here we have a waveless Benchmade CQC-7, ATS-34 steel, chisel ground. This one's different because it is tip down, only carry. Beautiful blades, steeped in history. Let's talk a little bit about that history. Now, you have to forgive me, I'm not an encyclopedia, I get things wrong, but please take a look at the CQC-6 article on Wikipedia. I think I will try to paste some of that down below in the description box. Maybe I'll put it all, I don't know if it'll fit. Great information. But in a nutshell, basically in the 80s, Ernest was doing his, I believe it was the Viper series of knives, and he was approached by the SEALs to get a knife made for him. And, you know, there'll be some more detailed information down below, but wow, my color correction's going all crazy on here. Sorry, guys. But yeah, they needed a knife, a folding knife is what they specifically wanted. They were actually looking at another maker who did chisel ground blades. He didn't do folders, so he sent them over to Ernie. Needed a folding blade that could be used for multiple tasks, including being a weapon. Needed to be easy to clean and maintain and things like that. So this is what, well, not quite. So the CQC-6 is what Ernie made for them, and it's basically more or less what a custom 6 looks like now, with thick titanium liners, titanium bolsters, and green micarta scales. So yeah, and you know, they loved it. It was very prolific, and it's kind of a status symbol for people to own this knife. So later on down the road, Benchmade contacted Ernie Emerson wanting to do a production version of his 6, which is right here. Now Ernie wanted to keep the 6, you know, kind of sacred, how it was. So he said, okay, we can take the gist of the 6, which, you know, the basic blade shape, pretty much to a T. I mean, size, handle shape, everything's the same except for the butt here. The 7, obviously, you can see how it's squared off here. The 6 actually comes kind of to like a bulleted point kind of deal. So yeah, so there still is no production CQC-6. You can only get it in custom form. However, the 7 is, you know, very, very similar. So Benchmade produced that design. You know, they licensed that design from them and produced a production CQC-7, which is what he changed the name to. And this one actually says Spec War Model CQC-7. I don't know if you can see that, which is what he started calling his knives shortly after. Oh, I forgot to mention why it's called the 6, because it was for SEAL Team 6. That's where the 6 comes from in the original design. So anyways, after the licensure expired through Benchmade, Ernie took it back, and by that time he had his own shop up and running, and he started to produce the production 6, aka the 7, on his own, out of his own shop. And that's where you get this beauty here. So I was lucky enough to snab one of these in just excellent, excellent condition. I got it all oiled up because I don't really carry it. But yeah, it's remarkable how similar it is to the modern production CQC-7. Very cool. Obviously different blade steel, ATS-34, which is just the Japanese version of 154 CM, more or less. So very similar to what Ernie uses now. Definitely very, very cool blade. All right, guys, I just wanted to show off my entire CQC-7 collection. I really like this knife, and I would like to pick up some more. There's a few more blade shapes that are available that I think I will partake of sometime in the future and keep my 7 collection up and running. All right, guys, you take it easy and have a good night.